Alright, let's do this. First panel in the cave.
You know what I want to do? I need my marker. I want to mark on the floor.
So excited.
Let's pull this back a little. Okay, let's go through the rabbit warren to the showroom. Stuart here from Universal Rocks, and I'm here with lovely Emily and Ed at Snake Discovery in Minnesota. First time I've ever been here. I was meant to be here a few weeks ago, but thank God my plane got cancelled because it was minus 30 degrees. I think never been in temperature like that. So we're in the back of the showroom of So we're in the back area of the zoo, and we're making this area into a cave. So we're using our big basalt panels that are about 16 feet long by 9 foot. And we're going to wrap this all the way up the sides, cut out for the doorways here, for the toilets, and for you. What's this room? What's
the classroom.
The classroom
yep.
here. And then this wall here, this is going to be pretty tricky. There's going to be a lot of cutting. This is where all the invertebrates are going.
Yep, all our tarantulas.
Yeah, so that's going to be pretty hard to do because there's so much cutting and it's a real detailed panel. So we've got to do that. There's a bit of work in that. So I'm hoping 6 of these big panels are going to do this. So we're going to see how that works. So let's get started. First thing is it's a little bit, it's like wrestling an anaconda. Not that I've done that, but that's a saying I've used for years. So you've probably done that. But we've got to wrestle this up and then just get some staples in it, and the rest of it's just cutting and screwing and that. And then we'll do another panel a little bit later.
Sounds good. Oh yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Stuart just got really good.
1, 2, 3. Yep, that's it. Okay. There's about a half foot, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so keep the bottom in with your foot. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so we had your dad helping. He's on his way, so there was 5 of us. So we just had to lift that up and away again with a screw gun. We did mark the ground just on the bottom there to know where the studs were, so that made it a little bit easier. But literally that probably took about 5 minutes.
Yeah, not even.
Not even that. So the next one will be another one down the end there. We'll cut that panel in half. We'll use that probably at the end if we're lucky. And then we'll do the same on this wall. On the other side of this wall, we'll go in and we'll mark the spots. And they're going to be fish tanks that are rectangle, but our openings might be really, really irregular. So we don't want it to look like that. And then we'll put one panel, hopefully just all the way down the middle, that's cut in half. So this has still got to be stiffened up, so there's a lot more screws and staples. There was some damage to a panel here. You'll see with all the seaming that we do, like we've done in the rest of the zoo, really easy to fix, isn't it?
Yeah, that's easy.
Easy, so we'll do that, and we're ready to really move on to grabbing the second one. So we've got to bend the panel around, and these panels don't have foam on them, they're kept flexible. We can actually put a polyurethane foam on the back of them and make them more rigid, but in this case I want it flexible to turn this into a cave. So I've got to bend this around. So what I've done is I've just started cutting. This is the tool for this job. Just cutting like that, okay, cut through here. Then we'll bring this back around and then screw it or staple it onto that, cut around the doorway. And then when that piece is done, do exactly the same. Some probably need to cut here again, but this is what you got to do. This is the time consuming part. Putting it up is really, really easy. Spending the time to cut it so it's a neat fit with the door, and then the seaming, color seaming at the end is the key. Okay, so I'm a few hours into this job making this cave. This is the men's toilets, the ladies' toilets. When you get around here and you bend these panels, you get into these tight little corners and there's little spots that you need to cut and wrap around and screw it in place. So you're going to use lots of little offcuts like this. So when you're doing a big job like this, you best use the big panels first. And as there are areas like over here around the water system, you've got to cut and there's a bunch of little pieces on the bottom. You then come back and use the smaller ones to do the finer details. Don't get too bogged down doing all the finer details to start with. You'll get lots of the right pieces later on when you finish seaming the bigger pieces. So, and to cut, in the beginning I said, you know, this is what I use. I've been using this for like 24 years, this type of knife. It's great. These are also really good. There's some really thick parts in the panel where this is really tough, especially if you haven't used it before. But one of these oscillating like power tools here is fantastic. So good tools, this, gloves, and a lot of hard work. So when you've got seams, up in here there's lots of seams because we've got sprinkler systems and whatnot. We've got entrances to toilets and over here aquariums, going in here terrariums. So when you've got areas where you don't have like some reinforcing like a timber frame or something right there, so if you use the staples work but they don't pull it together, whereas if you have a look at this, when you do this, okay, so now it's like that, and then you keep screwing and it pulls the top piece down. That makes your seaming a lot easier. Okay, so when you have your seam, it's nice and tight here, so the silicone or the M1 that we'll seam here later with, okay, is going to work, and you're going to be able to bridge that gap between the two, cover the screw heads and staple heads. But when you have a bigger gap like this, what you want to do is just come along with some foam. Fill that. Okay, fill that. Okay, and just leave it for a few hours. Once it's dry, then you'll come back and cut that, maybe sand it back a little bit, and then come along and do the next part of the seaming. So after the panels all gone up, we've jumped the gun. We did a bit of planting as well, but before that you typically are going to do some sand painting. That's lovely Emily's from Snake Discovery's term, and I love it. So we're going to do some sand painting. So we've got some staples here, there's some screws, and there's this join. Okay, so this is one way to do that, is you cover that. Just put this on, you don't have to be neat about it. If there's big gaps, then you fill it with the canned foam. Okay, cover your screw heads, or your staples or screw heads. Okay, a little bit there. Okay, then put that down. And you can just smear with your finger here. Don't have to be neat again. You don't want a perfect line with the silicone or the M1, the adhesive you're using. Okay, then you have a paintbrush. You have the powders. This is what the rock was made with, the colors the rock was made with. Dab it in. That's like a release agent on the brush. Okay, and you just go back and forth. Want a more bristled brush. Okay. So what the brush is doing, the brush is putting the color on, coloring it as well as texturing the rock to get it similar to the rest of the rock. So a couple of cool things here is this paneling, as you know, is flexible. So here we have, actually got to find where it is, but this is the alarm system, so you can just hide that there. Okay, but actually on this section here is the light switch. It's tucked in here. Okay, so we can turn the lights on and off there. Put some plants there just to hide that. Now to put the plants in, you can just get a drill and drill some holes. Each of these artificial plants have different sized stems. So in this case, just cut a little hole in that, squeeze that in, open the plant up there so it hides that. This is a great way just to add life to your rock wall. Okay, so it's nearly done here. There's a bit more work to go. I was here to build the structure of it. Emily has done all of the other stuff throughout the rest of the zoo, so she's very capable with all of her helpers. So Emily, can I just show you where I'm at, and before I catch a plane back to Dallas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. We have a cave.
You have a cave. You have it's the best entrance to the toilets and to your classroom and everywhere else. So and then the lighting guy just came in. I love these lights. That looks absolutely awesome.
That turned out so nice.
Yep. So
oh
I
my
think
gosh.
this is wonderful. And one thing I did want to mention is if you are doing a cave like this in a public place, then you have to tell us, because this is a fire-rated material, so it's got to be suitable for that sort of area. There is sprinkler systems put through here, but you don't always need that material. In some cases you do, so make sure you ask. But you happy?
Yes, this is amazing.
You're always happy. You're easy to please. Well, thank you, and look out for the next Universal Rock product.
And I'm going to head up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Take
Thank
care.
you so
We
much.
Good to see you.
Good seeing you too.
Good
Thank
seeing
you.
you.
See you, Eddie.
Help.